Welcome to the Yankee Cowboy Podcast, coming to you from Dallas, Texas. Here's your host, Tim Wilkins.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Yankee Cowboy Podcast. In today's edition of the podcast, we're going to be talking about the 213 edition of Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Raw leading into the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event coming this Saturday. And it was actually live from the Brooklyn Barclays Center. It was actually probably one of the better Raws of the year leading into WrestleMania season. And obviously, I'm going to review this as an objective fan, but obviously I'm a little impressed with how they're leading into this WrestleMania. Obviously, the pyrotechnics go off. Becky Lynch and WWE official Adam Pearce already in the ring. A replay is shown of the previous week of the cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley in the main event the week before. And the interference by Lita causing and also the interference by Damage Control, kind of leading into this match and this setup, in which the setup is going to be for the main event. It's going to be Becky Lynch, Bayley versus Bianca Belair. And if the Bayley or Becky Lynch win said match, both of them will be in the Elimination Chamber, the Women's Elimination Chamber match on Saturday. Great build up for the beginning of the show. Just typical build up for the last go home show of the Elimination Chamber. Brian Saxton kind of does a promo with great promo with Judgment Day. We got a little bit of things going on. Obviously, they promote the contract signing with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley to meet at the Elimination Chamber, as well as the promotion of Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Natalya will battle Asuka, Nikki Cross, and Carmella. And then, obviously, they're going to continue promoting their own show here, and they're going to talk about Seth Rollins will be on Miz TV. Probably one of the better build-ups for the show, and kind of outlines the going into the Elimination Chamber and how we're going to conduct ourselves going forward with being overly hype and really important. So that being said, it leads into what I call the opener. The opening contest was the Street Profits versus Judgment Day. We've been seeing these tag matches between the Street Profits and Judgment Day for quite a while. They're actually incorporating the picture-in-picture now, more and more on their shows now on Monday Night Raw. And I think what the cool thing about this is that the match doesn't seem, how do I put it? In past, you saw the WWE kind of have their entrances and then kind of go to commercial break, then come back and then start the match. Here, they're incorporating the commercial breaks. They're doing picture-in-picture. They're allowing, obviously, the companies and their marketing teams to kind of get involved in here and promote the show and incorporate their brands involved. It's a really good combination. And the Judgment Day does win the tag team contest. There is an interference, a little bit of an afterbirth there with Beth Phoenix and Edge, and Rhea Ripley makes an appearance. And it definitely helps. And there's a loud chant of "Mommy." It's starting. The Rhea Ripley is definitely starting to get over with the fans, and it's really nice to see. Her in-ring work is very stellar, very sound, very how do I put it? Just very crisp. Like it's really nice. It's really nice to watch. There's obviously we're all sick and tired of the Dominic Mysterio stuff, but we have to kind of get through that to see what we're going to get through. Then obviously they promote the next coming segment, which will be the Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar signing, which in my opinion is a very stereotypical contract signing in a sense where it's, they sign, one guy signs and then they promote some kind of altercation and then may or one that may happen. It was a decent contract sign. I give it like maybe a 3 out of 5. they kind of come back from that commercial break and they go into a Minchin Mia Yim versus Piper Nevin. Kind of it really it wasn't really anything spectacular. It seemed like a more of a filler match. And that's no discredit towards any of the women involved, but it seemed like they only had a very short period of time. I think it was about 7 to 8 minutes. And Piper Nevin is starting to be promoted more as a monster woman. The moves, the power moves, and things along those lines are starting to push that her in that direction. Which she wins this match with under 8 minutes, and it's just typical WWE booking where they want to put the woman over, but they kind of have to keep the timeline short and sweet. And it's the go home show to WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, but Elimination Chamber. Um, they obviously after that match they kind of go into a video package of the stuff that happened at the Royal Rumble with the Bloodline, and then we come back from commercial break, and they try to do a segment where Baron Corbin's getting interviewed, but Sami Zayn jumps in the ring, and Kathy Kelly kind of calls off the segment and goes right to the ring. Sami Zayn and calls out and is in the ring and calls out the basically number one contender for the undisputed championship, Cody Rhodes, and it's probably one of the better promo segments of the year. Obviously, two guys that are senior in the ring know what's going on, and they can feel it. And it's Brooklyn. Brooklyn does "This is awesome" chants, and you can just feel it. And you can tell, and it's really getting good. And the promo is really good by Rhodes. Good alliteration, good peaks and valleys, as I call it in a promo, and you can see where they're heading here. The fans want Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, which would be awesome. But I think that's probably a 10 out of 10 promo for the year so far, to see that kind of the work between the two of them, and just let them have it. There's not too much written words. It wasn't pre-cookie cutter. It's a solid promo. After that segment's over, they cut to the back with a Carmella and Nikki Cross, and it kind of is promoting their 6-woman tag team match later that evening. Baron Corbin, they try to continue that segment with Kathy Kelly, and he uses a line that's basically, you knew what was going to happen when he says it. He said that Cody Rhodes isn't nothing, Dustin Rhodes isn't nothing, Dream Dusty Rhodes isn't anything, and all of a sudden Cody Rhodes attacks him from behind, and it just typical. They're going to bury Baron Corbin here. It's very fun to watch. 6-man tag women's match, in my view, could have been better, but was overall pretty solid. A little confusing in the middle there with Asuka attacking both her tag team partners, but you kind of knew what was going to happen here. They're going to try to go home with the pay-per-view on Saturday. I'm sorry, premium live event on Saturday, and they're going to try to bring a different thing here. Really good back and forth matchup. I give it like a. You can tell they're promoting Asuka a lot more, and you can kind of remember how she's supposed to get booked, and it's really nice to see how that's being done. The funny segment of the evening was this one right here. We come back from the back after this match is over, and you see Otis eating a hot dog with Chad Gable, and Gable literally says Otis should be eating hot dogs and throws his away, and the hot dog hits one of the Maxim male models in the face with mustard, and Maxine Dupree are with them, and kind of has the physique they're looking. It says Otis has the physique they're looking for, and pretty funny, if you ask me. The kind of the fun of the card. The Bronson Reed versus Mustafa Ali match is another filler match, very short, very quick, but it's just typical big man versus small man with a squash, and it's a good match, putting over Bronson Reed. Then they kind of go into a segment with they're showing the replay of Rhea Ripley attacking Beth Phoenix. Edge and Phoenix are going there, and I consider them to do a cringe interview type promo. It's very, very cookie cutter, and could have done a lot better. And I think that's where they kind of draw on the line of, things could have done a little bit better. The Miz came to the ring and did his usual Miz TV setup. And Miz is obviously dressed to compete, which he's supposed to have a match later this evening, so I wouldn't be surprised. But Seth Rollins comes out, and he's wearing these ridiculously oversized red boots. And I'm just impressed with the drip of Seth Rollins over these years. But Miz asked Seth Rollins a question that a lot of wrestling fans to this day have a distinction between the difference between allowing an outsider into the business and being authentic about it compared to being a cookie cutter vanilla promo. And you can tell the difference. You can really tell the difference between Seth Rollins. I think he's genuinely doing his best to put over a match that he really doesn't want to be in. And really, that's going to be a tough match to do, I think, at WrestleMania between Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins obviously punches The Miz in the face. They go for the stomp on the outside. Austin Theory, they're putting over Austin Theory, who was buried for almost 6 months. Very difficult to kind of promote, but I'll give it maybe a 3 out of 5 on a segment there. They could have done a little bit better. I understand Seth Rollins is in the Elimination Chamber, so is Austin Theory, but then let Austin Theory and Seth Rollins go. Don't tie Logan Paul into this yet, and let them kind of go. And Rick Boogs, I never seen this guy before, but he looks like basically a very, very steroid juice head looking guy. And just a very unique situation between Rick Boogs there. I think it's going to be a very short life span on that. They're going to go into the main event. The main event's obviously the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Bayley versus Becky Lynch. I still have a unique situational feel about this, and that is I'm not a fan of Bianca Belair's look. She's very dominating in the ring. I understand she does her braid for a fan appeal because that's when she's over. But at some point, I really do believe this, that she's gonna have to get rid of that braid and lose it. Because honestly, I understand that she does it to I would say play with the fans a little, but it really is distinctive because you can't take it too serious. I'd rather watch her just destroy people. She's a dominating force in the wrestling ring, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, people don't care about it, or they do, but they really don't say they do. But the unique thing about it is this match ends in a very key victory by Bianca Belair, and I don't see her having anyone in that Elimination Chamber match that she has yet to work with that she enjoys working a WrestleMania match with. So it's going to be tough to watch. I think Saturday is going to be very difficult to watch the women's Elimination Chamber match. My takeaways from this is this. It's a great go-home show in Brooklyn, New York. But at the same time, there's a lot of unanswered questions going into the pay-per-view, which are the premium live event. And I hope people can see that the road to WrestleMania started at Royal Rumble. It takes a pit stop at Elimination Chamber, and it ends at WrestleMania live in Los Angeles. We're going to have a great opportunity here to watch some really fun things here. I think Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in Montreal is going to be awesome. And that will be the match of the night. They will swerve us. I have some suspicions. But that being said, I appreciate everyone listening in. This is going to be a 2-episode week this week. Today is going to be the Monday Night Raw review, and then I believe Friday I'll be coming out with a AEW Dynamite review on 217 as well. So that being said, guys, I appreciate the listen and always the opportunity. Feel free to like or subscribe on our social media pages on Facebook, and I'm sorry, not Facebook, Twitter. My handle is Yankee Cowboy 27, as well as the Yankee Cowboy Pod is on Twitter, as well as Instagram, and as well YouTube. So feel free, and hope to have a great conversation with any one of you guys that want to have one. It's always great to continue having great conversations with people around the world. That being said, this is the Yankee Cowboy signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Yankee Cowboy Podcast. Feel free to follow us on social media via Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.